Sherry. I'm doing a follow-up session for a client. All right, the previous session, we're gonna continue where we left off. It was really tough, and we're gonna see what more that we can clear out. See if we can find out some more information about it as well. So here's the original goals. We're going to continue where we left off. If you're interested in checking out that initial session, please check the description. There will be a link there. Okay, so here's the goals. I want to know which beings abducted me when I tried DMT for the first time. There was so much unresolved anguish related to that event. So I'm going to relax and let's see what comes forward, okay? Right now, there's just a lot of, it's kind of like heavy energy, but it's more like exhaustion. The loud intensity that I experienced the first time has really settled down substantially. It's hard to see clearly, so there's nothing really to look at. It's kind of like being exhausted and sort of slumped against a wall with your eyes closed. That's kind of what it feels like right now. There's this developing kind of tickly, it's more like prickly energy starting to happen around my head. Not so much around the face, but just the head, top and sides and the back. Starting to feel like my throat is getting tight. And I don't know if this is an illusion or if this is real. Because I can breathe steadily, I'm getting air, but yet I'm feeling closed off in the throat. I tell you, it's safe to open your eyes now. It's safe to see. You really are deep down inside having a hard time looking at this. I mean, you shut down your ability to look at this inside yourself. There's definitely something that went down. You just won't open your eyes to see. You just won't do it. There's a color that's starting to develop here. It's kind of like a yellowish green neon color. And it's starting to fill. So my eyes aren't open in this experience, but it's filling what would be like black. Is starting to develop this color. Starting to become more and more and more this color everywhere. I'm having you stand up. Your eyes are still closed really tight. And I'm not able to see through you. So I'm going to have to just keep working with you. Again, there's the element of trauma here. And wanting to black out, wanting to forget about it, wanting to just say it never happened. That is actually an option here. However, it feels a bit numb to me. It feels like feels like we can go into this and take a look, and that it's safe, and it would propel your growth. All right, I'm going to ask you. I want you to tell me what aliens abducted you when you did DMT. Okay. I'm going to ask you again. You're definitely shifting energetically. You're starting to get really scared, okay? Your heart's beating a lot faster. It's not beating like super hard yet, but it's increasing its pace. It's in the back of your mind. And I say, I want you to tell me which aliens abducted you when you did DMT. I want you to tell me. You're starting to shut down again. You're starting to get very, very exhausted. And this is getting really messed up around my head. I feel like there's an energetic substance that is around my head, and it's kind of like sucking on my brain. It's really weird. It's kind of pretty looking. It's clear, and it has like golden energy inside of it. It's kind of like a living substance, and it's feeding off of your brain waves, okay? And I'm starting to experience myself being kind of in a bright light, and it's almost like I'm being investigated. I'm not sure if this is real, okay? But it's like let's just see where this goes. This substance is a real substance. This substance is real. The light, this yellowish greenish neon, is part of this experience. There's the feeling of someone standing here and talking into my brain while this is sucking on my brain waves. And I'm kind of in a chair, like I'm kind of locked into a chair in like a secret lower room, and it's scary. And I'm being kind of like interrogated. That's the vibration of the experience, and it's very scary. And because there's so much light, your eyes can't see anything. I tell you, it's time for you to be in control now. DMT is not in control. We need to resolve this. DMT is not in control, so we're going to resolve this through what is truth. We're going to clear out the layers, okay? So was it DMT or was, we got to clear out these layers. You're doing a really good job. I'm getting you to work through this with me, because it seems like after that first session, you did release quite a lot. It was opening the door of all that sound to get it to clear it out, and it's almost like you just decided you're done with it. You're gonna move on, but I feel like we can. That experience created trauma that remained active even in the present day. And so for us to actually follow that all the way through and resolve it completely, by just coming to peace with it on a new perspective, on a new level of relationship with that memory, it's going to shift your energy field in a big way, okay? So as I'm telling you this, you're going to hear this in watching the video at the conscious level. You're hearing this at the like the subconscious, or these deeper collective selves are hearing me as well. So it might help us to continue to move through these layers. So we're talking right now about what was reality, okay? So DMT, did it open an actual physical gateway? Did it attract a physical event? Whether it was physical, as in I would have seen, if I was standing there, I would have seen this with my own eyes, human eyes. It wasn't like a psychic thing. It was like a legit physical event. Either way, because the reality was so loud, even if it was kind of like a hallucination or something like this, or maybe that you tapped into the astral plane, that too, everything remains here at the level of what is your memory. So what is the real memory exactly? What is the truth of what really happened? Either way, it impacted you physically. It even left trauma. It impacted you and created trauma, okay? So it's almost like, whether it was real or it wasn't real, it felt real, which means the memory is based on reality, okay? So we've got to really look at this and investigate a new perception on things. I'm going to take away what is the human part. And we're just going to let it speak to us on some other level, whether this is exactly what happened or it's not. If it wants to be creative about it, if it wants to talk in some other way, that's fine. So let's see what the next thing is. It can be as creative as it wants to be. So I'm telling the part of you that knows the story to just talk to me, because this is also lodged in your throat, so it's going to be affecting your ability to communicate about it. I mean, there's a lot going on here about this. So yeah, because you're so lodged in the throat. All right. We're going to start with feelings. I feel like this goo on my head. There's flashes of the color green. I feel streaks of energy going down my arms and into my hands. I feel energy in my solar plexus, stomach, and my sacral chakra. I feel like I'm leaving my body behind, to be honest. I mean, I feel like I'm sitting, but then I'm out of my body. I've like popped out. And I'm actually dancing around. And I'm starting to feel the color blue in my legs and my feet, and different shades of blue. And I feel music in my body, and I'm moving. There's some kind of black streaks appearing. I feel a little bit of discomfort on my heart. And I'm starting to feel like something changing in my throat, and it's harder for me to breathe. Everything's turning white and black, and I'm starting to lose feelings in my arms, and I'm having a hard time breathing. Now, this is where things get strange, because everything is turning into an odd dream state. It's physical, it's astral, and it's a dream, okay? And all of them are real. This dream state is where you lose control of yourself. This dream state is where it's actually quite scary, but it's a dream state, and it feels like a real thing is happening. A real thing is happening, but it's actually a dream. You know, it's interesting. I've heard of dreams like this where I've had them myself. And I have had dreams like this where I've seen aliens and I couldn't get up and I was forced down. Is it really a dream? The medical community would say, yes, it is a dream. But I mean, it could be, but this actually vibrationally says that it is a dream. Okay. But I will say that when I'm in the vibration of this dream energy, it is real. It is so raw and it is so real. Still, it is a dream. It's not actually tangible. It's not actually material. Even in the astral plane, it isn't material. In the astral plane, it's not material in the physical. It's more like in the realm of ideas, thoughts, kind of thing. Now, while in this dream, I start to see and feel and experience the development of this strange goo just starting to develop around my head, and it's like a brain slug or something. I mean, it's the consistency of egg yolk in a way, but it's a little squishier than that, and it fits like a helmet. And it seems to be, I mean, it's straight up like consuming brainwaves. So you're in this is really messed up. You're in this dream state. In this dream state, you're more like particles that are just floating around. But what's scary is this dream state plus this astral plus this physical are all happening at the same time, and you are simultaneously aware. What is going on in the physical state, for whatever reason, this is more closer to the physical dimension than the astral. How is that possible? But I can feel this on the physical. I can feel it on my own head. On my own physical head. And I can't move. I can't go anywhere. And it's hard to bring myself back to myself from these different points of perspective. The thing is, we're in all these places all the time. Like, our soul is connected to all these dimensions. But somehow the DMT allowed some kind of ability to... I don't know how you did it. I can't even understand it, really. But you have an active dream. You're in this dream. Somehow you have material aspects of yourself spliced with the astral. I don't understand what you're doing in astral. But I feel actually more present with the physical now. And because you've got this triad happening here, and it's kind of like building upon building upon building into a problem, a really big problem, and how your mind is going to process this. How in the world is your mind supposed to process this? It's scary. I'm trying to get you to wake up. I literally am closest to the physical where this strange yoke is, and I'm shaking you and telling you to wake up, but you can't. You won't come back from this for a while, it seems like. This is where this makes sense why it felt like you were trying to kill yourself. Like there were aspects of you trying to end your life, because this almost feels like you died in a way. Because this was so extreme and is so mind-splitting. All right, I'm pausing time and I'm going to figure out how to... How do I... I'm looking at my guys and I'm just like, how do I harmonize this situation here? My heart is beating really, really fast because I can feel that inside of you. Again, I feel stuck. I feel like I can't breathe, but I'm breathing. I feel spliced into 3 realities. All the while, this is feeding on my brain waves. And everything is turning this bright yellow, neon green, like, mixture. And I can't see anything. I feel the presence of entities, okay? I don't feel actual, real, tangible, physical, incarnate alien beings. They don't even feel like alien beings in the astral plane. They're more like entities in astral. Or, it's hard to define. It's an energetic universe. It's an energy universe that is multi-dimensional, multi-dimensional, infinitely dimensional. But there's kind of a gateway, a darker gateway opening up because you're going through trauma, so you're attracting a lot of chaos. This is where the chaos comes in. And there's nothing you can do about it at this point because you're you're really messed up. I don't know how you're going to get control of the situation. You're basically going to have to just endure it. I'm really proud of you, though, because we're able to look at this and you're not shaking like you were. Like, I can breathe. The fear is not astronomically loud. We're working through this. So it's interesting because I stopped time between the dream. There's like rips in the image. So we have this like dream rip, this astral rip, and then we have this image of you on a couch, basically, and you're not moving. And this yoke, all that is timed out. But there's this dark doorway that's opening up, and like this gate that's just slamming down, and this chaos that's coming through towards you. Like, it's just entities, but it's all like in an energy a combination of like a interconnectedness between them. And it's kind of reminds me of chaos. And your eyes are frozen open. And again, the light is really bright. And you actually are kind of in a state of shock, and you leave your body, but this is yet another essence. There's no rip in astral about this or dream or anything. This is like energy, like your soul leaving your body. And this is chaos wanting to come in now. This is why it felt like you were wanting to die, because, I mean, I actually feel your soul leaving and talking to a higher dimensional realm about what you're going to do next in your life. Like, even talking about different pathways, different directions, different approaches to life moving forward after this. I mean, this is like one of those little, like, those times in life where you visit with your guides about, do you want to continue with this life? And if so, these are these different options. Or it's almost like an event moment to discuss what comes next for you, kind of thing. I mean, a lot of your spirit energy, it left to go talk to guides in heaven, that sort of thing. You probably would have no conscious awareness of that, because that is much higher vibrational than everything that's going on here. Is very low dimensional mess. That's what this is. I would not recommend this. I would not recommend this. But this is good because we're starting to release out. This is where things get really hard with this chaos. The dream and the astral rip are nothing in comparison to this. This brain thing is nothing in comparison to this. Oh my gosh. I don't know how long, I mean, in a human timeline versus an energy timeline, but this feels like you were enduring this for a very long time. I mean, it feels like years. I'm telling you, it's over now. It's over now. I don't know if you want to define this as a really bad trip or... Because I will say the most tangible, real aspects of this, what happened here, was this weird energy that developed and started to mess with your brain waves, okay? The dream rip and the astral rip, that is actually tangibly real. However, what was most concerning is how all of this attracted this gateway to open and all this chaos energy to come. Your soul leaving and going to talk to guides and stuff, that's real. So me translating it as, it seems like you're wanting to kill yourself or you're wanting to die. That would explain all of this stuff. And all of this was kind of like, Well, let's just move on. Let's just move on from this, which you can actually move on from this. But it seems to me like you needed a little bit more clarity and awareness in order to help all of these other aspects of you see and think about it and understand in a new way, which is going to transform this energetic flow, this energetic memory. It doesn't have to mean the same thing anymore. It can have a new meaning. So now you can kind of move past it. Because with this still as like a mystery that's actually quite a loud trauma in your energy field, even though it's in the past, it remains active and alive in the present for the rest of your life, right? Every choice that we make is forever. So I got to make sure we really care about that choice a lot. However, we can transform our relationship with every choice we've ever made energetically by understanding it, our relationship with it, seeing it through a new pair of eyes, and we can become, it can neutralize the meaning. So if it was really loud and really overwhelming, we can go in and neutralize all of that energy and say it was something I needed to experience. I've had the experience. I understand it more deeply now, and I see how it's molded and shaped me in a new way. And I'm going to make this a positive memory instead of a negative one. So now that I'm in here doing all this energy stuff so we can take a look at it again, we're neutralizing it so we can turn that memory from something scary, negative, all that to something actually neutral, and then positive, as though it was a gift. You know, as though because it was. Everything like this is always a gift. So it's giving you your power back. It's giving you your strength back. And I start to feel the dream rip coming back to you, the astral rip coming back to you. Your soul hasn't come back yet. This is still on your head. This chaos energy is coming in, but I'm working with the time, that energetic moment. I'm working with that moment. I'm working with bringing you into a healthier, harmonious balance with that moment. So now we can just move. We can kind of dissolve all this or neutralize all of this in a healthy way and just bring you back to yourself. So that beacon of sound and energy. We're done with it now. Like, we learned our lesson in a healthy, vibrant way. You ask me, why did I do this to myself? Like, why did I do this to myself? Like, why? And so let's see what answer comes on that. Okay. I feel very, very cold, and my heart's getting quivery, and I'm mad at myself. I'm so freaking mad at myself. What is wrong with me? I'm like really hard on myself right now. I even like have there's like a duplicate version of you appearing here with a baseball bat and just beating you down. Like, what were you thinking? What a fool. How could you be so stupid, like saying things like this and beating you down? And I say, how is that helping? How is that helping? It's hard to stop with the self-punishing side. But I've just stopped time so he can't beat you with this baseball bat. And I'm just having him sit with you and say, there's another way. How about you be friends with one another and be supportive? In life, we're going to do things. We're going to make choices. Some of it's going to work in our favor. Others isn't going to be that great. So, but we can't beat ourselves down. We actually have to nurture and support ourselves no matter what the outcome. Okay, I see this is really jacked up. Okay. I see your face is busted, and so you have broken parts of your face, and on the inside there's a black shadow, and then drawn on it is like a neon green eyes And then like there's a neon green. It's almost like drawing a ghost, like woo, you know, like drawing a very basic ghost image. But it's a ghost on a black shadow, and it's inside your face, and I'm looking at it. And we're gonna separate the chaos and all that energy that kind of got absorbed a bit from this. We're gonna separate that energy from you, okay? All I have to do is just stand here and look at it. And the you with the baseball bat is gonna stand here and look at it. I see you falling apart. And then what remains is just a black shadow with a weird outline. It's like, you know, when there's a crime scene or someone's murdered, they have the outline of the body. It's kind of like the outline of your body shape in a neon green with then 2 circles for eyes. And that's on top of a black shadow. And this is like a suicidal nature. Like this is a suicidal side. So is it really that chaos that came in, or is this still unresolved pain and suffering that is within you, your own chaos, your own internal chaos? Is this what attracted that gateway of chaos to come, to try to sabotage, to try to overwhelm, to try to break you down in this whole experience? Is that what attracted it? Still looking into this shadow. The you with the baseball bat's very vulnerable looking at this. Even he wants to fall apart looking at this, almost like this is more powerful than your own willpower. This self-sabotage, it's like a suicidal side, like a side that is like just doesn't want to do this anymore. Like it's angry, it's bitter, it's self-destructive. Its frequency is the level of death. I tell you, you have the strength to look at this. Don't feel emotional about it, as in, like, see it for what it is without it having to be any more or less than that. Just like let it be what it is without feeling attached to it. Simply accept it for the way that it is. Don't judge it or tell it needs to change. Don't control its life. Just simply look at it. You're finding the strength as this baseball bat guy to look at this, and you start to see yourself. And it upsets you because you don't want to see this within yourself anymore. You don't want to. This isn't you. But yet it is you. Like you're kind of saying this. It's like a little bit more powerful than your ability to say no. Like it's a little bit more powerful. So it would be very encouraging of you to make self-destructive choices. And it seems to be a little bit more convincing. A little bit. It's like 51% more influential, where the real you and the way you really want to be is like 49%, okay? So it's just a pinch more. So you kind of lean towards the direction of this, but it's wavering. So sometimes this, sometimes not this. It's like the demon on your shoulder is starting to laugh hysterically now. just because you're just so weak against it. There's nothing you can do about it. This you is still in heaven talking, by the way, but you're going to be coming back soon. I can feel a shift there as well. I expect to see this part of you standing here soon. You are. Because one thing that you talk to your guides in heaven about is not wanting to, you're wanting to change yourself into a more, it's like you're wanting to bring out the angelic side of who you are. More than this, like you care enough. You don't want to die. You don't want to. You want help being the angelic side of who you are, to step it up, to be done with this, to be done with all of this. And that's what was decided. You weren't going to take this up in another life. You're going to work on it in this one. And you're actually coming back with a much brighter spirit and much more power to change things, to shift your life, to shift your direction. Because your soul and all this, the spirit of who you are, didn't want to go down this road any longer. And I start to see you glowing with this like electrical light. It's not like streaks of light. It's like a wholeness, but it's moving like active energy. And you have no judgment towards the shadow side. In fact, you merge with the shadow and close your eyes and you hold the shadow. What's interesting is the color now is the yellowish neon green. And I see you then surrounding your shadow self. And you're holding it with this angelic light that you were kind of reborn with during the process of this difficult event. And all of this, the brain slug thing, the brainwaves, the chaos gateway, the rips, all this stuff, it's all like transforming into one massive, massive gift of transformation for your soul. To free your soul, to free your spirit. To free you from your own ego, in a way. It's like to rise above ego, to break down ego. So whereas the memory is kind of like the process of the events were like a mind-shattering reality, what actually happened in the end was to shatter, was to have this hard experience, only to come back reborn from it with less ego. And you're nurturing that shadow, and the shadow is kind of absorbing into the light, and the light is getting brighter. Is literally what is happening. And I see you complete. What's interesting is you hadn't left that memory, you hadn't left that experience, and now you are finally, the room and everything I was shown is just, it's like it's melting away or shedding, like a skin that is shedding off of you. And I see you standing in as you, and you kind of look like a superhero in a way, like you're standing in your own element of energy. I still feel, you know, the weight of the human challenge, but I see a rebirth in your spirit. So now, was DMT bad? Was it good? Was it both? I'm glad that you explored this with me, because we're able to take what was a traumatizing nightmare and transform it into a total, complete and utter gift from heaven. So anything hard can become the gift. So yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm glad that we worked through this. I'm glad that we came full circle with it, because we'd come to a good point from that last session, but we hadn't come full circle. This is going full circle with it. I think you're going to feel bright after this, bright from the inside, with a fresh new pair of eyes, and your eyes are open, and you're existing as light right now, an active living light that has a new kind of refreshed, rejuvenated spirit. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for watching. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. And I also have 2 other YouTube channels, so you can check me out at my Abbey Normal channel or Zodiac Energy Readings. I'm also on Patreon at patreon.com/abbeynormalswisdomquest. Okay, everybody, thank you again, and have a great day.